To know thyself is the beginning of wisdom. This famous quote is often attributed to Socrates. But the question is, what exactly do you want to know when you want to know yourself? Hello and welcome to my video. My name is Kaushik Chaki and today I'm going to talk about self-awareness. I've already created a video on self-awareness talking about the types of sources, that is external source and the internal sources, and some tips on how to increase your self-awareness. And in this video, I'm going to specifically talk about the internal sources of your self-awareness. Before talking about the internal sources, let me quickly give you a recap on what are the different types of sources in self-awareness. The external sources are those sources where our parents, our teachers, our mentors, our coach, our managers, all of these people who we meet in our regular day-to-day life, they give us feedback about ourselves. The things that we are good at, the things we need to work on, the things we need to improve on. This is the external source. And the internal source of your self-awareness would be you. So let us understand what can we do as an internal source to identify our self-awareness. So today I'm going to talk about the vitals of the personality. Vitals, we call it because of a reason, because all the letters in this word vitals form an acronym for the 6 building blocks of ourself or of our personality. So, what are these 6 basic or 6 building blocks of your personality? I'm going to discuss that. By the way, you are being very positive to click on this video to know about yourself. And if you have seen my previous video on self-awareness, I see a lot more positive vibes coming out. I will ask one more positive step to increase your self-awareness. That is, get a pen and a paper. I'm going to discuss some very important factors related to our personality. So that's the reason you would require a pen and paper, so you can jot those things down that you think about yourself and keep them for future references. And also, for those people who have not yet subscribed to my channel, I would request you to please subscribe to my channel. Now, this gives me a good amount of motivation to keep on creating videos for you people. So let's start with the self-awareness session for today. That is the vitals of your personality, the building blocks of self. Vitals. The letters in this word stand for values, interests, temperament, around the clock activities, life mission and goals, and your skills or your strengths. So let us discuss one by one on each of these building blocks for your personality. Number 1 is values. Values to which we would be committed to. For example, non-violence, helping others, being creative, health, financial security, not getting corrupt, and so on. There are so many of them. So you decide which are the values to which you get committed to. And these values to which we get committed to, they act as our guides to our decision making and motivators for our goals that we have set. And research shows that just by thinking or writing about our values can make it more likely that we take healthy actions towards them. And guess what? The motivation provided by your worthwhile and committed values helps you go on and on and on, even when things are tough, things don't look good, or even when you feel tired about something. So try to identify the values that you are committed to. And trust me, we learn these values and beliefs right from our childhood. We learn this from our teachers, our parents, our relatives, the people who are elder to us. They teach us various different things. Also, we learn from people who get into our social environment. So, in your pen and paper, write down number 1, values, and write down at least 2 values that you remember right now. The 2 values that you believe can make a difference in your life. So, write those 2 values down and then think over it again, and then you can write a couple of more values to it. Right? So, this is the first step. Write your values down. The next important pillar of your personality is your interests. Interest includes your hobbies, your passion, and all those things that draws your attention over a sustained period of time. So to figure out your interest, try to ask yourself these couple of questions. Number 1 is, what do you pay attention to? Number 2 is, what are you curious about? Number 3 is, what are the things that concern you? Always remember, the focused mental state of getting interested in something for a long period of time makes our life vivid and also helps us discover our deepest passion. I've talked to so many of my students and so many of the participants generally when I do corporate training. And trust me, there are so many people who still could not identify these specific passion, that is the deepest passion that they have, and they till date regret about it. So it is very important for you to start understanding and discovering your interest as soon as possible so that you reach that deepest passion of yours. Now, the letter number 3 is letter T, which stands for temperament. Now, this describes your inborn preferences. So, what you need to write down in this specific thing is number 1, do you restore your energy by being alone? That is, are you introvert, or you gain energy by being within people? That is called an extrovert. So write that down first. Number 2 is, are you a planner or a go with the flow type? The next point in this topic is, are you an objective thinker or a subjective thinker? Objective thinking relates to thinking by facts, figures, available data to interpret that you can generally see, hear, or experience. And subjective thinking would be putting your feelings and your emotions. So generally, people can think in two different ways. That is subjective way, that is thinking by your own feelings and your own opinion, or else you can think by facts and figures. Knowing the answers to these kind of questions of temperament would help you gravitate towards the situations where you can flourish, or else save your back from the situations where you may go down. So the next letter in a building block of personality is A. A stands for around the clock activities. This category refers to when you like to do specific things, your biorhythms. Are you a morning person or a night person? For example, at what time of the day does your energy peak? If you are scheduling activities when you are at the best, you are respecting your innate biology. And trust me on this when I say that your daily life would become more pleasant when you are in sync with your biology. Okay, now the next letter for the building block is a letter L, which stands for life missions and meaningful goals. Number 1 question to write down in this is, what have been the most meaningful events in your life? Question number 2 would be, where do you see yourself after 5 years? I know a lot of people might have asked you this, or this would be a typical question that the recruiters ask, but trust me, this would help you a lot when you actually write it down and then make it your mission. So, where do you see yourself after 5 years, or where do you see yourself after 10 years? Just like organizations, we should also have our own missions and our own goals. For example, for me, my mission is to create as many videos as possible within the limited amount of time I get, other than the training activities that I do. And these videos, I need to keep in mind the language should be as simple, as nominal as possible so that I can reach the global audience. Now, this is my mission, which is connected to my vision. Now, what's my vision? My vision is global development of students and workforce. I have also set specific time frames for small goals in this mission. Right? So similarly, you need to create your own missions as well. First, try to focus on your values. Second, try to focus on what are your interests, and then discover the deepest passion in you. Then try to focus on your activities, try to organize things out, and then come down to your life goals and missions. Now, the final letter of the vitals of our personality is the letter S. S stands for strengths or skills. Now, your strengths can include not only your skills, talents, or abilities, but it also includes your character strengths, such as loyalty, respect for others, love of learning, emotional intelligence, fairness, equality, non-violence, and many more. If you want me to create a list of strengths, let me know. I'll create a separate video for that as well. Knowing yourself is one of the most important foundations of self-confidence. If you do not acknowledge your strengths or your superpowers, this will drag down your self-esteem. So in your strengths, number one would be, what are the skills that you possess? Now when I'm talking about skills, these are specific things, specific tasks that you learn to use in your day-to-day life. Maybe learning Excel would be a skill, right? Doing the BLS, that is basic life support, it would be a skill for the nursing department. Other than that, your abilities, your talent, and also your special character. So write each of these down and write at least 5 of them to all of these points, right? So that's how you will complete your vitals. That is the most important, you can say, or the building block or the basics of one's personality. So I hope you liked the session. If there is any feedback you'd like to give me, please let me know in the comment section. If you like the session, please do like the video as well. If you think that this video would help someone else, I would request you to please share it with the people who would need it. Thank you so much. This is Kaushik Chaki signing out.